Eddie Ghabour joins us now. Eddie, look, profits are very strong. I mean, the ones that are coming out now have been very strong. Are they strong enough to prevent a major downturn for the market this year?
Absolutely, Stuart. You know, we are very bullish in this fourth quarter, as I've shared with you. I think one of the biggest mistakes that professionals make is trying to call a top too soon in a raging bull market. And we saw this just a few weeks ago when the Dow was down 900 points, the VIX had spiked, and Mike Wilson came out and said it was the beginning of a 20% drop. I have great respect for him, but our viewpoint on that same day was the complete opposite. And so we think we're going to see a real melt-up in this fourth quarter, because ultimately all these folks that had their clients positioned defensively and have been calling for this crash is going to be proven wrong, in my opinion, and a lot of money is going to have to chase this cyclical trade. So here in the near term, are we overbought this week? More than likely. However, I think we're going much higher on the cyclical trade, the energy trade, and financials between now and year end. Next year is the year to be worried about a double-digit drop, not the fourth quarter, in our humble opinion.
Look, there's a lot of negotiating going on today in the White House. The moderates and the progressives and the president all trying to figure out how much they're going to spend. Let's suppose, just speculate with me for a minute, supposing they get the full $3.5 trillion spending plan on top of the other $1 trillion, a $5 trillion deal. Just suppose they did that. How would the market take that?
So I think what that would happen is that's ultimately going to be what breaks the back of this inflation problem. That's going to be the ultimate headwind. You know, so initially you may get a little bit of a bump, but the biggest risk we have is inflation. And when you throw money on top of what we have right now, you're just going to make the inflation problem that much worse. You'll see oil over 100, and then that's when, in my opinion, you could see that 20% drop that we would expect to see because of inflationary pressure next year.
You could get that this year.
If that happens, look out.
You could get that spike in energy prices very soon if we get a very cold winter around the world. That could upset the market this year, couldn't it?
Without question. You know, natural gas and oil is going to go higher than where we are here. And once we hit the cold months, we do expect to see oil in that 100 range, and natural gas is going to go through the roof because of the supply constraints they have in Europe.
So I'm watching energy price inflation, and I'm watching the market, and I'm worried about energy price inflation, and so are you. But you don't think the big drop comes until next year. All right, Eddie, we hear you. And it's always interesting talking to you.